Top of the Tuesday morning to all of you amazing wrestling fans out there. My name is John Reyes.
And my name is Fatherless.
407, because we are live from Orlando, Florida in P7's studios. This is the first ever episode of Morning After Raw edition. And my goodness, we have a good handful of things to talk about, as we always do with Monday Night Raw. How about this? Jey Uso kicking the face off of Logan Paul.
There's a lot of stuff that just keeps feeling like it's reoccurring, and Gunther is implementing himself in the main event picture with this championship.
It goes so much deeper than that too, like, because if we jump around the episode, we see Gunther talking to Seth Rollins in the back as well, which is another moment of him just kind of injecting himself into the main event scene. The thing is, Gunther carries main event aura, so I don't know if you like or dislike him interjecting himself into these scenes, but who else in the World Heavyweight Championship picture carries that aura of not being like the person who's definitely going to win it, like Seth's eventually going to get that title, that one right there behind you, but there's got to be some pieces of that puzzle making us wonder if and when he actually does.
Gunther kind of left Ludwig Kaiser by himself, and I don't like that. I don't like the fact that Ludwig Kaiser hasn't been seen on TV with Gunther in such a long time.
He's shown no issue of doing that in the past. Look at Vinci. Where's he at?
You're right, but I'm saying, like, what is happening?
Roxanne Perez qualifying for Money in the Bank in a fun triple threat, and then she has that moment backstage with Judgment Day as well. What are your thoughts overall on Roxanne Perez? You're someone who followed deep in the NXT days.
Her journey.
So your thoughts on this?
Coming into the WWE, I feel like her calling was way too late. She has the athleticism, the aura, just all in all, great wrestler in the ring, and the fact that she's just now becoming a main eventer, quote unquote, because they still kind of mention her as an NXT superstar. I don't know if you've been hearing that a lot, but she's in that qualifying match and won.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, what I want your thoughts on that. You saw what she was capable in NXT as a top star, but you've also seen several top stars come from NXT and go to the main roster and just not be top stars. I think one of the most important elements when it comes to whether or not they succeed on that main roster is their mic work over their in-ring work. I really believe that, and I think some of the success we've seen from Lyra is due to her mic work and just how good she, kind of sneaky good on the mic that she is. Ultimately though, it was Lyra's interference in that triple threat match that obviously led to Roxanne pinning Natalya and advancing to Money in the Bank.
Why was Natalya even in this match? Let's be honest with each other, bro. She's been doing a lot of stuff with NWA, GCW, a lot of things like that, but implementing her in this match made zero to no sense. She's a great wrestler all in all, but where does she fit in this picture?
If you ask the hardcore fan, they would just tell you she served as two shoulders to be pinned, so that way Becky didn't have to have hers pinned in this match. And listen, at some level, that's probably true. And listen, to transition from one triple threat to another, for those who watched Monday Night Raw, Zoe Stark suffered a pretty
gruesome injury,
apparently career halting and maybe ending injury. And I just want to take a moment to stop and say, this is quite the sport/form of entertainment when you're dealing with a situation where literally you can see your career end at any moment. And I really hope we didn't see that tonight.
It's kind of just heartbreaking, kind of seeing what she's been going through the past couple of weeks. Her whole team getting cut. Shout out to everybody that did get cut. Hope you guys, make it in the indies and everything goes well with you guys. It's happening, bro. It's happening where now we don't know if we're going to get her back on WWE TV, and that's a sad aspect of it.
Off the heels of that sad outcome for her in that match, of course, we see Rhea Ripley qualifying for a Money in the Bank that we can't be so sure was the original plan, and now we've got Rhea in a match for the briefcase. Do you see her winning it? Do you see her playing any significant role in the future of that briefcase?
Rhea Ripley does not need to be back in this championship picture. Look, she deserves it. I'm not gonna lie. She does deserve it. But realistically, I don't feel like Rhea Ripley should be anywhere near this championship right now. She has the aura without that championship. So giving her that championship again.
The problem with that though is you can kind of make so I would just want to know who you think should have that title right now, aside from Io Sky. Are you somebody who enjoys her reign so far?
I'm enjoying the reign. Io Sky's English is improving, but there's no mic skills behind Io. Not saying that in a bad way, but we need somebody to stand by Io and talk for Io.
I don't see a mouthpiece like that coming around anytime soon. It doesn't seem like something they're forecasting. So if it wasn't Io carrying the top women's championship on Monday Night Raw right now, who do you see in that spot aside from Rhea Ripley? You got to tell me, because honestly, seeing Rhea win that briefcase, I'm not mad about it. I don't think she needs a briefcase.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Roxanne Perez, not only does she deserve it, she's gone through all this hard work and trials and tribulations to prove that, she's a great champion. And as the NXT champion, she did a lot for that brand, and for what she's doing now, it's just going to be nothing but an advancement to that current championship. It's a hard pill to swallow, but if it's not Roxanne, then who is it? Alexa Bliss?
I can't quite say Alexa Bliss. I can't quite say anyone at this specific time, but that's why I lean towards Rhea. We're gonna really have to wait and see who else is in this Money in the Bank match. Listen, I'm not mad if it's Roxanne. I'm really not. The problem is Roxanne is excellent in that ring. In terms of story progression, she probably needs an opportunity like Liv got when she had the Women's World Championship to prove what she is in terms of storytelling. You brought up Logan Paul and how the punching thing is kind of getting repetitive. Logan Paul being in the main event scene.
It's overkill,
just being overkill. Do you want to know what's absolutely overkill?
I spent money on main event. I don't want to see Jey Uso versus Logan Paul.
I'm sorry.
Bro, I spent money on this.
I understand.
That's money bread that I broke from me working a 9 to 5, bro. What's in your cup, bro? Like, what is he speaking?
But if you want to talk about being overkill, if you want to talk about something irritating, how about El Grande Americano? How about a headbutt to the back of Penta that cost him the match? Listen, all you Finn Balor fans out there finally got to see him secure a pinfall off the back of this whack gimmick that a lot of people are genuinely pissed off about. It's to the point where I'm having fun being pissed off about it, but my God, El Grande. I'm having fun being pissed about it, but El Grande.
It's borderline. I ain't gonna lie. It's borderline.
What was the plan if Ray didn't get injured at WrestleMania? Like, what was the plan here? Was he going to defeat Ray at WrestleMania? Made sense for him to beat Ray Phoenix, but I mean,
Rey Mysterio. I don't know. Maybe like they could have done a mask versus mask type of thing, but they didn't. This thing is
possessing Monday Night Raw in a way that is officially starting to bother me because when's the payoff? When do I get to see that mask come off? They're doing a great job of getting me angrier and angrier.
It's Chad Gable. What do you mean waiting to see that mask off? You know who it is under that mask, and I'm being serious.
I know.
Right now, when I'm saying this, Triple H, you're doing a great job. I'm not gonna jack you doing a great job, but there's something going on in an aspect of like having this be him attacking a bunch of luchadors, and I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Maybe it's one of those things where after a few months of not having it, when that stupid mask comes off, maybe I'll look back fondly on it and say, oh, I remember El Grande pissing me off week to week by hurting and destroying every single good luchador worth watching. So Finn Balor gets his win though, him and JD. And off the heels of that, Roxanne Perez, that we spent a good amount of time talking about so far this morning, is right there in the clubhouse. Can
we talk about something? Were those chicken nuggets cooked?
I don't think so. And that's what's so funny is the guy started eating them. It really looked like they were straight out of the Tyson freezer bag out of Walmart.
He took that shit out, put it on the plate, and was just like, here you go. But the way that Rey Mysterio's son, because I'm not going to mention him as Dominic Mysterio right now because I'm pissed at him.
No respect.
He's looking at Roxanne Perez like, oh, can she replace the current mommy?
Well, if you watch closely, as she was walking off, he had no problem checking her out. So clearly he's weighing his options and seeing which direction he should move his nuggies in.
Dominic Mysterio took the nuggets. So, he also has been saying we needed a new member. But I don't think it should be Roxanne. I think Roxanne needs to go on her own little thing.
The interesting thing about that is it would eventually turn into a Roxanne and Liv Morgan type of program, which I wouldn't be upset at whatsoever. Because it would really put her storytelling against Liv Morgan's, and Liv Morgan's has proven to be A1 top shelf in my opinion.
Okay.
Don't you think?
I'm not going to disagree with you.
I would love it. And I would love for Roxanne to eventually win. Liv Morgan goes on a nice little face run against a Roxanne Perez and Dami-led Judgment Day.
Yo, Braun Breaker did his thing tonight, but end all be all, bro. Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, that little group is going to be something detrimental.
If we zoom out just on the whole landscape of Monday Night Raw, I remember back to the Evolution days. I remember back to when Triple H was kind of this backstage psychopath whose only desire in life was to hold on to the World Heavyweight Championship. I remember going back and watching those segments, and the magic of those moments was in the look in his eyes whenever he even talked for a second about that championship right there, the World Heavyweight title. If Seth Rollins is the leader of that type of a dynamic on Monday Night Raw, I think we're in amazing hands when it comes to storytelling. I'm really excited for what's to come.
I'm not going to be upset if he ends up winning that championship again. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he definitely is going to win that championship. Do we need one more person to this faction? I believe we do so. And I believe we take our cards and we put in, all in and say, let's put Nathan Frazier in there.
Wow, Nathan Frazier is
I've been saying that.
A former student of Seth Rollins.
Exactly. Why not, have him turn on Axiom and just put all the chips on the table and just say, fuck it, bro, let's do it.
So some closing thoughts this morning as we head into Saturday night's main event and Money in the Bank really closely after. It feels like there's a ton of PLEs being thrown our way. Honestly, I'm a huge wrestling fan, sometimes a little overwhelmed by the amount of storylines to keep up with and possible resolutions coming around the corner. But overall, I think WWE is doing a great job of maintaining its entertainment factor and its engaging storylines outside of WrestleMania in the few months after that we're now in. Your thoughts on that overall?
My thoughts is Backlash was a total disaster. I'm sorry. That's going to be a crazy thing to say, but it was just not. It didn't hit the way that it was supposed to hit for me. personally. But with these next coming up PLEs, it feels like that throwaway match with John Cena, R-Truth. But John Cena wanted to go against R-Truth. This is his tour, so he technically can do whatever he wants. The ugly ass belt that they're selling at Tampa, like I spend my hard-earned cash on going to this event. These matches are going to end up being sleeper matches. I'm going to be sleeping on and end up being really proud and happy that I was there to attend it, because realistically, we're wrestling fans. We don't know what's about to happen. We don't know if, John Cena's next opponent comes and interferes this match. R-Truth. Obviously, a huge fan of John Cena. Grew up looking up to John Cena.
Yeah.
The steel cage match they put on us with Drew McIntyre versus DP. These next two PLEs are really going to blow us out the water. Those expectations that we have right now, after WrestleMania, why would you top WrestleMania with Backlash?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Right. It's got to go down to go back up. I completely agree with you. And look, if there's any company whose storylines successfully exceed expectations when they might be low, I think World Wrestling Entertainment is chief among.
No, for sure.
A slower season around Backlash, but Money in the Bank is one of those bigger, more publicized, more...
I can't wait for it.
No, it's exciting. It's always one of the more exciting PLEs. And so that is Morning After Raw, first episode ever, and many more to come. We want to know your thoughts on this Monday Night Raw, so whatever platform you're watching this on, YouTube or otherwise, drop your comments down below. I know a lot of viewers tend to be at these shows when we post videos like this. So if you were there, we certainly want to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining us for our first ever episode of Morning After Raw Edition. I am John Reyes.
My name is Fatherless.
407, and we are out for now. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time for Morning After